We act like we don't truly believe we've been rescued. So instead of being transformed, many of us simply go about the daily business of trying to work out our own salvation somehow, like it hasn't been paid for already. The more we work at it, the more we fail, and the guiltier we feel. It's a downward spiral. To help avoid getting caught up in this downward spiral, I think it's especially helpful to be reminded often of what Jesus finished for you, to remind you of your rescue, and to be uplifted by your Christian brothers and sisters. So today I want to offer you a practical tool to help you keep the memory of your rescue alive and relevant in your life. I want to encourage you to join a Christian accountability group. An accountability group is a small group of men or women who meet regularly for the specific purpose of holding one another accountable to certain areas of their Christian walk. Now, this is typically an all-male or all-female small group because the kind of questions that guys need to ask each other and the kinds of questions that ladies need to ask each other are different, and you don't want to be cleaning out your closet in front of the members of the opposite sex, and most definitely not your spouse. I think a good group size is 2 to 4 people. I suggest meeting sometime in the middle of the week because that's about the time that your memory wanes if you meet it that long, from the last time you heard the message of grace and rescue that you heard last Sunday. You might meet somewhere for lunch or breakfast, as long as you can find a quiet and private setting to talk openly. The format of the meeting is essentially a list of accountability questions that each member asks each other. Each member of the group answers the same list of questions. And depending on the answers that the member gives, the other members will encourage them and provide suggestions to improve next time, or maybe congratulate them for making marked improvement in that particular area. I'm actually a member of 2 accountability groups. As I told you before, I'm a slow student. Here are some of the examples of the kind of questions that we use in my accountability group. The first question is, have you fulfilled the mandates of your calling? In other words, are you doing what God has called you to do in your daily vocation or in your daily activities that you do at home or wherever you're spending your time? The second question is why men meet with men and women meet with women. This question is aimed at men. As seen through God's eyes, have you been involved in any action, looking, lustful thoughts, etc., with or about a woman since you were last here that could have been seen as compromising? That's a tough one to answer some weeks. Third question, would you be happy with the way you spent your money? Fourth, have you spent adequate daily time in the Bible and in prayer? Fifth, have you given priority to your family and their spiritual needs? And sixth, have you remembered what God has done for you each and every day? Have you remembered your rescue? And last but not least, have you just lied to me? Now, these are some tough questions, and the thought of answering them in front of a group of your peers might strike fear into your heart. But like I said before, fighting sin can be a messy business, and sometimes we need the help of our Christian brothers and sisters, don't we? My accountability group really helps me to keep the memory of my rescue fresh in my life, and it helps me improve my outlook and my behavior. So I encourage you to consider joining or forming an accountability group. You'll be glad you did.